Hey everyone, this is Laura Tolumbus from Attuned Yoga Wellness, and it is the 11th day of 2019. And I wanted to come in here today and just take a moment of pause because the reality is that my dog, the minute I start talking, my dog's like wants attention. um, the reality is that we often start the new year setting intentions or making resolutions or deciding like what path we're going to take or that we're going to make this change or this shift and we're going to go in this direction. And that's all really nice conceptually. And often that intention really does matter and it does, um, create a space for you to move in that direction. So the intentions are a genius idea. And, I'm a huge fan of them because I do feel like our thoughts definitely direct our life on some level. And so when we bring our mind and our awareness into a specific place where we choose to place our attention, where we choose to focus our our time and our heart, that part of our life usually grows. Um, this is one way we make choices, right? We make a choice where we're gonna step in, where we're not, where we're gonna move towards, where we're gonna move back away from. So we're constantly making this choice of this, yes, I'm gonna bring this in, and no, I'm not gonna do that. So we want to look at where we've set those intentions, and in setting those intentions, what do we have to say yes to and what do we have to say no to? And sometimes they're very, very specific, and other times they're sort of elusive and we're not exactly sure. And so we look to this idea of like us engaging our experience on this level, on this like sort of really subtle level, because we're operating from this place where we're not just sort of going and moving through life without thinking, but we're actually navigating our reality by noticing how we are making our choices and what we are choosing. And when we get really conscious about how we choose what we choose, then things start to get interesting. The reality is we don't choose everything, right? Some things just happen, some things just occur, and then you have to adapt and you have to deal with whatever occurs. And it's that adaptation that actually often creates this growth spurt and this potential for us to see more of ourselves and this opportunity to become more of exactly who we are. And so sometimes even when we set an intention and we're going down a path, then all of a sudden it gets veered off into another place and we're like, wait a minute, that wasn't my plan. That's not how I set this intention. And then maybe it takes us somewhere and we're like, oh right, but it led us here, or it like swerves back in, or it depends, or it just stops and you're like, oh wait, that wasn't it. I have to move on to the next thing. But the important thing is that we aren't choosing every aspect of our reality. There are choices we can make that are going to nourish our bodies and our hearts and our minds. And there are choices that we can choose to make that will do the opposite. And so can we get really adept at noticing how we're choosing and where we're choosing from? Because that where we're choosing from, sometimes if we're choosing from that place of anxiety or disturbance or trauma or grief, it doesn't always serve us in the same way when we're moving from a place of, okay, what do I want to do next? What is next? What is the next best step for me in this moment? And it's not always the same thing. We go into these like patterns of behavior and we think, okay, this is the prescription for me. This is how I'm going to do this. And it's like, oh, well, sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes you're like, oh, okay, I did all of those steps, but this is not doing what I thought it was going to do. And so we have to go back and we have to sort of recalibrate and we have to pause and we have to receive and we have to start to notice again, oh, well, what is really happening here? And where can I refine this experience to make it maybe a little bit more clear? And so I just want to invite you into the space of your own presence to receive wherever you are on this day 11 of the year. Is it time to set a different intention? Is it time to maybe shift the intention? Is the intention still growing? Because we're only 11 days in, right? So, or is it something you set a way back and, now little by little you're seeing the outcome of your actions? Again, I just want you to be really clear that we do not control everything. And so when things that are sort of out of our control come into play, when we've set this kind of intention or we've made this commitment to ourselves, I want you to really pause and receive and reflect, because it's in those moments that you really do have that opportunity to grow and also potentially just get to know yourself a little bit more. So feel your sitting bones root and feel the exhale. Feel the energy move down from the crown of your head. I don't know about you today, but I feel like I'm spinning, as you can probably tell because I'm talking so fast. So feel the energy from the crown of your head and feel it moving down through the body, down through the backs of your eyes and your cheekbones and your jawline, down through your shoulders and through your ribs and through your torso and down through the hips and into the sitting bones, so that you are rooted, you are connected to the ground. This is stability, right? We find the ground, we find connection. And we bring the energy down to ground, to stabilize, to create a cohesiveness. And here we are connected and steadfast. And in that connection, we get to receive, we get to open, we get to find that spaciousness through the crown of the head. We get to find what's available to us here in this moment, how things have stacked up, how things have maybe fallen, and then where do we move from here? Where do we move from this moment? And can we notice where our mind is moving, where our thoughts are moving? And again, we want to follow the mind, because on some level, where the mind moves is drawing focus and your awareness and your attention and your heart and your values. And we want to make sure that we're putting it in a place that really, really does support you. So where's your mind moving? And can you, again, you can't control everything. I can tell you not to worry. I can tell you not to be afraid. I can tell you not to be depressed. But it doesn't really matter what I tell you. What matters is how you feel, and then how you can actually process what you're experiencing, and then honor what's happening in your own cells, in your own body, in your own skin. And so feel the connection to the ground and feel the breath moving through your body. Feel the rise and the fall of the breath. Allow yourself to connect to the breath. And in that connection, can you draw in, maybe you can tap into a place where you know in this moment that you are present and you are connected and you are fine and you are breathing. And then from this place of sovereignty, so you hold yourself, you're sovereign over your own self. You can hold space for yourself here. And then from here, what is the trajectory of your thoughts? Where are they leading you? And if they're leading you down that path of, old tapes of recordings that are, belittling you or dissuading you or taking you out of your real presence and the real presence of your own heart, come back. Come back just to the breath. You are alive. You are breathing. You are present. And from that place, can you honor your existence? And then where do you want to move from here? Can we create that sense of focus? Reality will show itself in a million different ways. And the only thing we really can be present to is how it affects us and how we engage it. And in every breath, it really becomes a choice on how we engage or how we adapt or how we move through our experience. Honoring that this experience of being human and being in a body is not, a neat, clean, perfect little package. There are so many intricacies. There are so many details. There are so many nuances. And so honoring the fullness, honoring everything that comes. Take a deep breath into the back of your lungs and lean back into your back body, into the wisdom you hold, into your sensory experience, into the support of your own breath and the support of your own physical body, your bones and your muscles and your ligaments and your joints, tendons. And as you feel the connection to the floor and you feel the connection to your own body, and then we get just a little bit more present. Honor your capacity to shift your experience really in any breath, any and every breath. Draw your hands into prayer in front of your heart. Take a nice deep inhale again into your back body, root down through your sitting bones, and then just gently bowing your head to your heart, into your body, into your mind, to all of the experiences being in a body offers you, to staying present to the wisdom of your own selves. Namaste. All right, have a great day. Hopefully that helped you settle just a little bit. And I hope you have a wonderful weekend. And I will see you soon. Okay, bye.